Is your trustee letting trust property just sit there untouched? Is your trustee failing to make any effort to take control over trust property? Then let's talk about what to do. In this video, I'm going to discuss what it means for a trustee to take control over trust property. And I'm also going to discuss the trustee's duty to preserve trust property. The trustee has a duty to take reasonable steps under the circumstances to take control of and preserve the trust property. This fiduciary duty is just as straightforward as it sounds, and yet any number of trustees fail to carry it out. Reasonableness, of course, depends on the circumstances the trustee encounters when they first take over the administration of the trust. Let's take real estate, for example. For a trustee to take control over trust-owned real estate, the trustee either has to record an affidavit of change of trustee or a new deed. Either of those things will put the new trustee on title to the trust-owned property. Where there's a bank account, the trustee simply has to go to the bank to fill out new account documents in order to have that account be in their name as the trustee of the trust. In most situations, it requires just a little bit of diligence for a trustee to take control over trust property. Unfortunately, not every trustee exercises that minimal amount of diligence that's needed to take control over trust property. A trustee who never takes possession of a bank account, for example, may find that after some period of time, it's actually been taken by the state because it's an inactive account. A trustee who doesn't take control over trust-owned real estate may find that that property has been vandalized, has been occupied by squatters, even the subject of an adverse possession lawsuit. Once the trustee has taken possession of trust-owned property, then the trustee has to exercise some common sense in how to preserve that property. Take a bank account, for example. All the trustee really has to do is make sure they're getting the monthly statement so they can see that the money is still in the trust-owned account and that they're aware of how that money is being used. Investments will require more management. If the trust owns stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, then the trustee has to periodically review what it is that's owned to determine whether the trustee should hold on to those assets or sell them and reinvest them in a more appropriate way. When it comes to real estate, even more active management is required. The trustee has to make sure the property is insured, real estate taxes are paid, and rent is being collected. If your trustee has not taken reasonable steps to take control over trust property and to preserve it, it is very likely costing you some portion of your inheritance. If this is your situation, then feel free to contact us. If you're not yet ready, then take a look at our trust litigation playlist, which will give you plenty of information about the entire trust litigation process, including what damages may be available to you. If you found this video helpful, then please hit the subscribe bell, leave us a comment. We'll be glad to respond if you do, and give us a thumbs up.